What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy back with another one. People, in today's video, we're going to be asking the question whether all South Africans want to see South Africa prosper, or are there South Africans who don't want to see South Africa prosper? Let me know what you think about this topic in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Hello. People, it's hard to believe that there are people in South Africa, born in South Africa, South Africa, who deliberately do not want to see South Africa prosper. I was shocked to learn that there are people who are working twice as hard, if not 10 times as hard, to bring the economy down. I, I was just shocked. I was just shocked. I mean, when you see people supplying stones and rocks, painting rocks black, painting stones black, and shipping that off to Eskom, and can you imagine putting rocks into machinery? Can you imagine? I mean, diesel theft at Eskom. People, I don't know if South Africans even love South Africa. I don't know if these South Africans are even South Africans at this point. Because why would you deliberately sabotage your own country? Now, as painful as it is, right, that we have people that do not want to see the country succeed because they're benefiting from the demise of an economy. I mean, do they not have empathy for the struggling people while they're making millions off of what they're doing? I mean, when you sabotage an economy, is there not economic sabotage? Is there not industrial sabotage? Is there not, there's a bigger word for it, espionage? I think something espionage, economic espionage, industrial espionage, something like that, right? It's mind boggling to have people within our societies that are not working towards the betterment of a country. Now, what, now, why is this, and what could foster such a mentality? Now, if it's not greed, if it's not money, if it's not power, then what else could it be? Because from my understanding and from my research, there are people that actually want to topple the government without using military intervention, but rather economic sabotage or industrial espionage. So, if this is the case, and where's the intelligence? Where is the SAPS? I mean, does the security cluster not function? I mean, if it's out there in the public domain that there are people who are actively sabotaging Eskom, and the Raider comes out and he specifically points that out, that there's four different sets of mafia organizations operating at Eskom, then surely there must be mafia organizations operating at other state-owned enterprises. I mean, we've already seen the housing uh, crisis debacle, the housing mafia, the construction mafia here in Cape Town, right? So if we know that there are individuals, companies, organizations willing to bring the country to a standstill, and it's in the public domain, Why is the government not acting harshly on it? Why are we not doing the whole Russia, China, Botswana kind of deterrent? I mean, why are we letting these individuals operate as if they are law abiding citizens? Why are they being allowed to flourish while the country gets to suffer? Now, I am not an expert on all of this. I am just a YouTuber like anybody else or like everybody else. I'm not a journalist. I don't go around snooping around doing what I'm not supposed to be doing. But then something strikes me, and then I read in newspapers or I look on the internet and I see stories that baffle me. That, like, would another country allow this to happen? Or why does our country allow this to happen? I mean, let's just take an example. You would take a known gangster, you would take a known mafia head, you will take a known drug cartel boss, and they will say this person is living in wherever, Sandton, Constantia, or in Shlanga Rocks, and it's fine. It's like it's normal. It's like it's okay. It's just like, hey, it's just another individual. No, people, this is a sign of lawlessness. You see, when criminals have a voice, it now means that the country has gone, not going, the country is gone to the dogs. Now, you may not agree with me because, yes, I do agree. Everybody, criminal or not, has human rights. I truly believe that. But at the same time, I also believe that if you are known to actively res- um, break down or bring down the community, the government, or systems of government, or if you are bringing down or breaking down laws for self enrichment, then I think your rights should be rescinded. I honestly believe that. You see, at some point, we need to bring law and order back into society because we cannot be allowing individuals to enrich themselves or organizations or companies to enrich themselves at the expense of the majority or at the expense of good South Africans willing to make the country work simply because these people want to enrich themselves either through means of money or power. Now, if this is going to persist, we are going to end up with no country and no economy. Now, I don't mind if we lose the economy to something that's going to benefit everybody at the end of it. So, let's just say, for example, I'm always saying South Africa does not need aid. South Africa does not need AGOA. Yes, it's a plus. Yes, those are pluses, but those are not the foundation of what we're supposed to be doing as a nation. We are not supposed to be depending on handouts and aid and AGOA. We are not supposed to be relying heavily on that. Those should just be top ups or icings or what they call it, that's just the cherry on top type of situations. Those must not be the foundation. Our economy, the foundations of our economy must not be based on aid or AGOA because those things can be taken away at any time. You understand what I mean? So if we're going to allow economic sabotage to happen, then who do we blame? If we if we really lose the economy to individuals, to companies, to organizations, who do we blame at the end of it all? Like I said, I'm all in favor of the economy falling. If we have to fight AGOA and aid, then I'm all for it. I mean, if the economy has to fall because America stops sending aid or America rejects South Africa being in AGOA and the economy falls, I'm all for it. Because I know as a nation, we are all going to suffer. But when we get people now sabotaging state enterprises and sabotaging government institutions and private companies, and now we've got extortionists doing what they're doing and bringing down businesses and economies and people. Where is the police? Where is law enforcement? Where is the intelligence services? That's my question. Why are they allowing this to happen when most of this knowledge is in public domain? Where and why is it being allowed to persist? Why? Next, we get into the pros. I don't know if there's any, but you know how we do. We have to get into the pros of having people who do not want to see South Africa prosper. Holler. Phew, man. People. I think we can all agree that the Guptas were bad for business for South Africa, and yet they were allowed to flourish because they had the government of the day in their pockets. And that was a known fact, right? We cannot deny that. Another thing that affects and really gets to me is how we allow multi corporations or multinational corporations to almost operate with impunity within our borders. I mean, capital flight is also adding to the detriment to our economy and to our people at large. So why do we allow this to happen if it's a known fact and if it's in public domain? To me, that's just shocking. And then you ask yourself, does the government of the day not know this? Does the government of the day benefit from this at the expense of the majority? So what are the pros for bringing an economy down? Let's look at the pros. Number one, it benefits the few. Number two, power shifts from the government to the selected few. Those are the positives. I mean, what else could there be, right? Greed. Greedy people get to enjoy the economy at the expense of the majority. Those are pluses, those are the positives for the people that are gaining from such a system. What do you think? Do you have any other positives that I've probably left out that I probably don't know about? Next, we get into the cons. You know how that goes. Holla. People, the cons of living amongst people who do not want to see South Africa prosper is very, very detrimental to the entire South African population. You see, when you have people like the Guptas, people like international criminals, syndicates that come and they enrich themselves. Now I'm just using the Guptas as an example. They are not the exception. I mean, there's many other people, South Africans at that are willing to jeopardize. I mean, like for example, the whole ESCOM debacle with the four mafia groups. Those were wholly and solely South African people involved in that. You know someone who's involved in this well-oiled machine of bringing South Africa down, and it's South Africans doing it to the South African economy. Can you believe that? So, how do we go about trying to weed out the rotten apples from the good apples? I mean, because the good majority of South Africans want to see South Africa prosper. And I'm almost 100% sure about that. But when we get a few that do not want to see South Africa prosper, then we get electric shortages, well, electricity shortages, water shortages, construction uh, irregularities, tender frauds. We get, I mean, there's so many entrepreneurs who don't even fulfill their mandate. They do half a job. Some only do a quarter of a job, and they get paid the millions and the billions. All that is adding to the detriment of South Africa. And why do we allow that? That's my whole point. Why do we allow South Africans to kill our economy? Why does the government allow it? That's just my only question is why? Why do we allow these people even to exist within the borders of South Africa? Why? Why can't we expel them? Why can't we take away their rights? Why can't we take away their citizenship? Because, I mean, if you're willing to derail a country, your citizenship should be revoked. That's what I feel. That's how I believe, because you're not patriotic. We only want to live with patriots. So if you're not a patriot, you should leave. I mean, there's so many islands and so many rocks that you can go and live under that are just not in South Africa because we do not need people who do not want to be one with us. That's what I'm saying. This goes out to every group, to every organization, to every company, to every individual, and to anybody else who doesn't see themselves as part of the betterment of South Africa. And this also goes to government officials like the ANC, like the DA, because they too have been caught with their hands in the cookie jar. Well, in the corrupt cookie jar, should I say. So they too are adding to the detriment of South Africa. That's my whole point. Let me know what you think about this topic in the comment section below. Was it on the money or did I totally miss it with this one? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know, we're family, right? Holla.